Okay, let's jump right into the deep end.
Let's do it.
Today, we're undertaking the linguistic equivalent of a marathon sprint.
Hmm.
We are going to try and master all 16 English tenses in one comprehensive session.
No small task.
No. Our mission is not just to list them, but to dive into your source material, the articles, the usage guides, all of it, and extract the structural logic that makes them stick.
Right.
So if you're looking to gain knowledge quickly but thoroughly, this deep dive is definitely for you.
And it absolutely sounds overwhelming when you hear 16 tenses. It does. But that number is a little misleading.
How so?
Well, the reason this works is that these tenses aren't 16, completely separate systems. They're really just four main time frames: present, past, future, and conditionals.
Okay.
And those are combined with four aspects: simple, continuous, perfect, and perfect continuous.
Right.
Once you understand how those combine, you can basically decode the entire system.
That structural logic is key. So let's use a simple phrase to demonstrate that.
I eat chocolate.
Okay, so listen for the patterns. Let's start with the present tenses. We've got simple, I eat chocolate.
Continuous, I am eating chocolate.
Right. Perfect, I have eaten chocolate.
And perfect continuous, I've been eating chocolate.
Okay, now the past. Simple, I ate chocolate.
Continuous, I was eating chocolate.
Perfect, I had eaten chocolate.
And past perfect continuous, I had been eating chocolate. You can already hear how the auxiliary verbs are doing all the heavy lifting.
They really are.
And then the future tenses, they all use will as their starting block. So you have simple, I will eat chocolate.
Continuous, I will be eating chocolate.
Perfect, I will have eaten chocolate.
And perfect continuous, I will have been eating chocolate.
And the last set, the hypotheticals.
The conditionals, all powered by would. So, simple, I would eat chocolate.
Continuous, I would be eating chocolate.
Perfect, I would have eaten chocolate.
And finally, conditional perfect continuous, I would have been eating chocolate.
Yeah.
But if you follow that quick run-through, the pattern should be, well, jumping out at you. If you see have or had with a past participle, you know you're in perfect tense territory.
Right.
And if you see a form of be with that resting ending,
Yeah,
you know it's continuous. It's a formula, really.
precisely. So let's drill down into the first family, the present tenses. We'll start with the foundation, the present simple.
A big one.
Yeah, the structure is pretty straightforward. Subject plus the base form of the verb. But you have that one critical difference that trips people up.
The third person's as.
The third person says he, she, it, you have to add it. He works, she cleans, and then, of course, the verb to be just does its own thing. Am, are, is.
And its usage is just massive. It handles facts, I am a woman. It handles habits. Mary meets her friends on Friday evenings.
And also, which is interesting, scheduled future events. The train to London leaves at 8 p.m.
Because it's a fixed schedule. Unchangeable.
And here's the first really critical insight for you. That simple structure. It is the absolute workhorse of English. The data shows native speakers use the present simple in around 50% of their communication.
50%. That's huge.
Half of everything you read and hear, it just tells you where your focus needs to be.
It's a great reminder that complexity doesn't always equal importance.
Exactly.
Now, let's add some movement with the present continuous.
Wow.
I am working now. So we signal that continuous aspect by adding the be verb and that ing suffix.
Okay.
Its main job is obvious. Action's happening right now.
Yeah.
They are baking cookies. Simple. But the nuances are in the exceptions.
Ah, the aha moment. This is where we leave the textbook. State verbs.
Yes.
Traditionally, words describing states like hate, love, want, you're not supposed to make them continuous. You should say, I hate that song.
Exactly. But, and this would be big, but native speakers break that rule all the time.
Why?
To signal a temporary state. You might hear someone say, oh, I'm loving my new shoes right now.
That's fascinating. So they're choosing to convey that temporary feeling, that intensity, over sticking to the old grammar rule.
Precisely. It's language evolving in real time.
Yeah.
We also use it for temporary situations. You can compare James lives in Manchester, which sounds permanent,
versus James is living in Manchester.
which sounds temporary. Maybe he's just there for university, gives you immediate context.
And that also covers future arrangements, right? Like, I am having my haircut on Tuesday.
As long as it involves someone else, like a booking, yes.
Okay. Moving to the present perfect. I have worked at a pub. Here we bring in have or has plus the past participle. There are three critical uses here we need to remember. First, unfinished actions that started in the past and are still true now. Like, she has been at university since 2020.
Right. Second, Life experiences where the specific time doesn't matter. You're just giving an update. We have met the queen.
Mm.
When you met her isn't the point.
And the third one is maybe the most practical past actions that have a direct result now.
The present consequence.
Yes, I have eaten breakfast, so I'm not hungry. The eating is done, but the result, not being hungry, is happening now.
Which brings us to the present perfect continuous. I have been working for 3 hours today. So we're combining the have of the perfect with the be and ing of the continuous.
So what's the difference? Why use this one?
The emphasis is on duration, uninterrupted action. If you say, I have watched that TV show, the focus is on completion.
Okay.
But if you say, I've been watching that TV show for weeks, you're emphasizing the length of time you've spent doing it. Or for recent actions, like, look, it's been snow. The action just finished, and you can see the results.
But the warning still stands for state verbs.
It does. You'd say, I have belonged to a band for a long time, not I have been belonging.
Excellent. We've locked down the present. Now let's pivot and step back in time. The 4 past tenses, starting with the second most common tense of all,
The past simple.
the past simple.
So this uses the verb ed form, or the irregular form, and it is strictly for finished actions at a specific time.
Finished actions. That's the key. I went to bed at 10 p.m. last night. Or, the example from the source, Dennis ate a box of chocolates for breakfast.
The key is Dennis is done eating those chocolates.
Yeah,
The action is over.
right.
Next up, the past continuous. I was working at 2 p.m. yesterday. We used the past of be was or were plus the ing form.
And this one is great for storytelling.
It is. It has 3 narrative jobs. First, setting the scene at a specific past moment. Tom was cooking dinner at 7 p.m. yesterday.
Uh-huh.
Second, giving background information. It was snowing when I went outside. And third,
The classic pairing, an ongoing action interrupted by a short one.
exactly, we were eating dinner when he arrived. The long action, eating, gives the context for the short, dramatic action of his arrival.
Okay, now for the dramatic one, the past perfect. I had worked there for 2 years.
Before the before.
Yes. The structure is subject plus had plus the past participle. It describes an action that happened before another past action.
You need it for chronology. If your story isn't linear, you need the past perfect. The classic example is, when I arrived at the bus stop, the bus had already left.
Your arrival is in the past simple.
But the bus leaving happened even earlier, so it has to be in the past perfect. It's like a temporal bookmark.
And finally, for the past, we have the past perfect continuous. I had been working there for 2 years.
What's really fascinating here is that native speakers often use this and the past perfect pretty much interchangeably.
So when would you specifically choose this one?
You'd use the continuous form if the action continued up to that past point, and maybe even after it, or if you really need to emphasize the duration or repetition of the action. They had been walking for hours before they decided they were lost.
The focus is entirely on how long they were walking.
Exactly.
Okay, that brings us to the future, our third block of tenses. Let's start with the most accessible one, the future simple. I will work in the summer.
Subject plus will plus the base form. This is our go-to for predictions. I think it'll rain tomorrow. Or for those quick, on-the-spot decisions.
Like, oh, that looks heavy. I'll help you carry those boxes.
Exactly. A promise or an offer made in the moment.
It also covers future facts. It will be our first wedding anniversary next year. That's just a fact that is going to happen.
Then we have the future continuous. I will be working at 2 o'clock tomorrow. This is will be, plus the ing form. And it shifts the focus to an action that will be in progress at a future moment.
Right. So don't call me at 8 p.m. tomorrow because I will be eating dinner.
It signals the action is ongoing, not a single point in time. Or for an action over a period, like I'll be playing tennis tomorrow.
Now we get into the more challenging territory. The future perfect. I will have worked there for 2 years on Sunday.
The time manager's tense. This is for actions that will be completely finished before a certain future point. We often use by to set the deadline.
So for a movie night, you might warn a friend, you will have finished the popcorn before the film even starts.
The popcorn eating will be a completed action before the film start time.
Got it. And that leaves the very complex future perfect continuous. I will have been working there for 2 years on Sunday.
Will have been, plus the ing verb.
Just like its cousins in the past and present, this is all about duration, isn't it?
All about duration, but projected into the future. It's for calculating milestones. She will have been living in Cardiff for 3 months in August. We're calculating the elapsed time of her living there, looking forward to a future date.
Very precise.
Very. And again, you avoid state verbs, And if the action is finished, you just go back to the simpler future perfect.
We've made it. The final four. The conditionals.
The hypotheticals.
These are the tenses for when we shift into what could or would happen, situations that depend on something else.
We start with the most common, the conditional simple. I would work abroad if I could. Structure. Subject would, and the best verb.
And the key thing here is they almost always need an if clause, right? They don't really stand alone.
Almost never. The lottery example is perfect. I would travel in first class if I won the lottery. The traveling depends on the hypothetical win,
And we can swap out would for could, should, or might.
which changes the meaning, of course. From a hypothetical certainty to an ability or an obligation, like you should see a doctor.
Then we make it continuous with the conditional continuous. I would be working abroad now if I wasn't stuck here.
So this is would be plus the ing verb. It emphasizes the duration of a hypothetical action in the present.
It's about the ongoing action you're not doing. I would be writing emails if I was at work.
But you're not at work, so you're not writing emails. It highlights what you're missing out on.
Next up, the conditional perfect. I would have worked abroad last year. Structure is would have, plus the past participle.
This is all about the past. Hypothetical past. Things we regret or missed out on because a condition wasn't met.
Ah, the tense of missed opportunities. I would have bought that house, but I couldn't afford it at the time.
The past condition affordability wasn't met, so the action buying the house didn't happen. And this is another place where you often hear could have. I could have bought that house.
And finally, the last of the 16. The conditional, perfect continuous, I would have been working here for longer.
Would have been plus the ing verb. This is highly technical.
It seems to be about the hypothetical result of a past action, focusing on the duration.
That's it, exactly. For example, he would have been working in Dubai if he hadn't taken the job in London. The length of time he would have accumulated working in Dubai is the hypothetical result we're highlighting.
We did it. 16 tenses broken down. And when you line them all up like that, the structural similarities are just undeniable. It really is a manageable system.
It absolutely is. And if you take one thing away, it should be the power of those auxiliary verbs. Be for continuous, have for perfect, will for future, and would for hypothetical.
They're the building blocks.
They are your linguistic building blocks. Understand them, and you can build or decode anything.
Okay, so leave us with a final thought to mull over.
Right. Let's go back to the present continuous. We said grammar rules forbid using state verbs like hate in the continuous form, but native speakers do it. They say, I am hating this song right now. They intentionally break that rule to convey a specific, temporary, intense meaning. So my question is this. If fluent speakers are bending the law to achieve a clearer nuance, what does that tell you about the dynamic, ever-changing nature of the English language itself?
So don't just follow the rules.
Don't just follow the rules. Keep an ear out for when people break them. That's where the language is alive.